Finally. All right. Now I can start actually posting this out. Let's go. We're live. Just started podcast. Cleveland Sports Talk. I am live. Hello, welcome, person that is here. Going to be starting momentarily. Just give me a few more moments. Send it out, and we'll be ready. Oh wait, no. Twitter. Oh wait, I also forgot to share with Murski. Here is this episode. Thank you for whoever liked the stream. Hello, welcome. Can you hear me? I'm going to start very soon. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay. I'm going to start very soon. Almost ready to start. Thank you. Seeing, I can always tell from my perspective. It's just hearing I always want to confirm, but thanks for that confirmation as well. Oof. Okay. You're almost ready to go. Actually, you know what? Let's get started. Bingo. Okay, we're good. Let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of Betting and Ruth podcast, live from Baltimore. On this week's episode of the podcast, I've got MLB news to go over, NFL moves to go over, March Madness first two rounds are in the books to recap and the predictions for Sweet 16, as well as the NBA Weekly recap and potentially more. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 25 of the Benny in the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for your support this week. I very much appreciate. If you are not aware, I had to push off this week's episode as I am not from New York this week. I am doing this episode live from Baltimore as I'm here for a wedding I have tomorrow night. So that I had to push it off till later, and that's why it's a later start. But we are here, still got this episode, still wanted to bring it out to you guys. And a bit more updates. I still have not heard back from my potential guest for the Cubs Brewers opening weekend series. Once I hear back, which I'll probably know by around the early access opening night stream. Maybe might not know till like the week of, but I am hoping to know sooner than later. But I am still working on that. And then early access opening night stream will be starting at 11:45. Not this Thursday, but literally a week from Thursday, which is crazy to say that the early access opening night stream is right around the corner, and the fact that the game is even coming out like next week. It's like crazy to say, but it is true. Next week, Thursday night, we will have the stream. And to give like a rough idea, I'm going to give a more visual explanation on the stream. But basically, I'm going to start early just to show visually what I'm going to do from like the previous game perspective. 12 o'clock, the game launches, jump into it, and do as much as I can opening night. I don't know how long the stream will go. It will be video only. I will say I'm not going to be doing it on audio because it's not a podcast episode. It is just a subscriber goal, but we will have that very soon. So let's get into this week's episode of the podcast. MLB. There was some. Obviously, it started off pretty crazy. Almost now at this point, almost every and any free agent that there was, pretty much has gone off the board and is signed somewhere. Michael Conforto is really the last big name out there still, but we're going to go over pretty much since we last had an episode of the podcast. Just give me 1 second here. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. So Dan Vogelbach is going to the Pittsburgh Pirates on a 1-year deal. Matt Strahm is going to the Red Sox on a 1-year deal. Andrelton Simmons is, well, I said that last episode actually. Chris Owings is going to be with Baltimore Orioles on a minor league deal with invitation to spring training. Colin McHugh is going to Atlanta on a 2-year deal. The source that I'm using does not have the money. Using a bit of a different thing though from the same website this time, but it will at least tell the contracts. If you want the money details, you can go, I guess look it up if you really need to. Yeah. Let's see. Josh Harrison is going to the White Sox on a 1-year deal. Brad Hand is going to the Phillies on a 1-year deal. Jairus Familia is going to the Phillies on a 1-year deal. They basically like really attacked their bullpen that struggled last year. Williams Astudillo is going to be in the Miami Marlins minor league system on a minor league contract. Eddie Rosario is staying in Atlanta on a 2-year deal. Kurt Suzuki staying with the Angels on a 1-year deal. David Robertson going to the Chicago Cubs on a 1-year deal. AJ Ramos staying with the Angels on a minor league deal. Mike Minor was traded from Kansas City to Cincinnati for Amir Garrett. Andrew McCutchen signed a 1-year deal with Milwaukee Brewers. Chad Kuhl going to Colorado on a 1-year deal. Ian Kennedy going to Texas on a 1-year deal. Jose Iglesias going to Colorado on a 1-year deal. Odubel Herrera staying in Philly on a 1-year deal. Ronald Guzman going to the Yankees minor league with a spring training invite. Zach Greinke, this was a big one, returning back to where his career started, Kansas City on a 1-year deal, will not be returning to the Astros. Sorry about that. Matt Duffy, the Angels on a 1-year deal. Sean Doolittle back to the Nationals on a 1-year deal. Jake Diekman to the Red Sox on a 2-year deal. Jason Shreve going to the Mets on a minor league contract, a spring training invite. Yankees keeping Rizzo after losing Matt Olson on a 2-year deal. Jock Peterson coming back on a 1-year deal. Jimmy Nelson Jock Peterson to San Francisco, not coming back to Atlanta. Going to San Francisco on a 1-year deal. Jimmy Nelson staying with the Dodgers on a 1-year deal. Brad Miller going from Philly to Texas on a 2-year deal. Chris Martin going to the Cubs on a 1-year deal. Let's see. Nelson Cruz 1-year deal to the Nationals. Alex Colomé of the Rockies on a 1-year deal. Andrew Chafin to the Tigers on a 2-year deal. Jason Adams to Tampa Bay on a 1-year deal. Luke Voigt getting traded to San Diego for prospect Justin Lang. Seiya Suzuki from Japan signed with the Cubs for $500. I think it was like $100 million, but big trade. That was a big signing by the Cubs. Freddie Freeman, after the Matt Olson trade, signed with LA on a 6-year deal. Corey Dickerson going to the Cardinals on a 1-year deal. Delino DeShields going to Miami on a minor league contract. Chris Bryant, one of the biggest shockers of free agency, signing with the Colorado Rockies on a 7-year deal. Archie Bradley going to the Angels on a 1-year deal. Tyler Anderson going to the Dodgers on a 1-year deal. Jonathan Villar coming to the Cubs on a 1-year deal. Ryan Tepera going to the Angels on a 2-year deal. Drew Smyly going back to Chicago, though hopefully he'll actually pitch for the Cubs this time. Last time he had surgery and didn't really at all pitch for them. On a 1-year deal. Hansel Robles staying with the Red Sox on a minor league contract with the invite to spring training. Daniel Norris going to the Cubs on a 1-year deal. Michael Pineda going to Detroit on a 1-year deal. Kenley Jansen signing with the Atlanta Braves, which is a big shocker, on a 1-year deal. Robert Zellman going to the Cubs on a minor league contract with a spring training invite. Donovan Solano going to the Reds on a 1-year deal. Joe Smith going to the Twins on a 1-year deal. Kyle Schwarber signing a 4-year deal with Philly. Garrett Richards going to Texas on a 1-year deal. Brock Holt going to Atlanta on a minor league contract with spring training invite. Matthew Boyd to San Francisco on a 1-year deal. Albert Almora Jr. going to the Reds on a minor league contract with spring training invite. Billy Hamilton going to the Mariners on a minor league contract with invitation to spring training. Marwin Gonzalez going to the Yankees on a minor league contract with invitation to spring training, which I honestly thought was a pretty good addition because he plays pretty much anywhere and could give the Yankees a lot of versatility. So, and he's a decent bat. So I think it was a pretty good addition for them. Jorge Soler going to Miami on a 3-year deal. Adam Morgan going to the Astros on a minor league contract with invitation to spring training. Carlos Correa signing with Minnesota Twins on a 3-year deal. And then Nick Castellanos signing a 5-year deal to go to Philly. Philly's really building up a team there. We'll see what happens with that. And that is with MLB to this point. Obviously, there are spring training games going on currently. But I'm not going to be covering spring training games. If there's anything notable, I mean, like Buxton robbed Olson of a home run. I think it was like yesterday or today. But if there's really anything notable, I'll note it. Other than that, I'm not going to really talk about spring training. I'm really only going to talk about games when we get into the regular season. NFL news. Since we last met, Matt Barkley going to the Bills on a 1-year deal. Case Keenum traded to Buffalo from Cleveland for a 2022 seventh round pick. We'll get to how that happened very soon. Jamison Crowder signed with a 1-year deal worth up to $4 million with the Buffalo Bills. Duke Johnson signed a 1-year deal. Sorry. Isaiah McKenzie resigned on a 2-year deal worth $8 million. O.J. Howard signing a 1-year deal with Buffalo. I think most of them I've already said to this point. Pretty much all of these are old, I think. Teddy Bridgewater signed a 1-year deal with $6.5 million, fully guaranteed deal that's worth up to $10 million with incentives with Miami. Edmonds also signed there. His being a 2-year, $12.6 million. That includes $6.1 million guaranteed. Raheem Mostert signing a 1-year deal worth $3.125 million with Miami. Brian Hoyer re-signing with the Patriots on a 2-year deal. Ty Montgomery signing a free agent deal with the Patriots. James White re-signed to a 2-year, $5 million deal that includes $500,000 guaranteed. Mack Wilson was traded from the Cleveland Browns to the New England Patriots for Chase Winovich. For the Jets, they re-signed Joe Flacco for 1 year. They signed a 1-year contract worth $2.54 million, or his original round tender with Mike White, the Jets. They also signed Tevin Coleman, re-signed Tevin Coleman on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal, $650,000 guaranteed. That has a max value of $2.3 million. The Browns. So let's get to. We're gonna pretty much just skip to why they ended up trading their backup. The Browns had. Well, let's give a bit more background to this. So Deshaun Watson this week, the teams that were in most likely was New Orleans, Atlanta, and Cleveland. On like Wednesday or Thursday, he comes out and he's like, Browns are not an option, which is like, it's tough luck because Baker basically assumed he was out by that point. Apparently rumors have come out he was expecting them to sign not like Jimmy Garoppolo or something. I don't know. But then on Friday before Shabbos, he decided, you know what, forget that. And he got traded along with 2024 first 6th round pick to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for 2022, 2023, and 2024 first round picks, a 2023 third round pick, and 2 fourth rounders in 2022 and 2024. Watson also gets a 5-year, $230 million contract with the Browns, fully guaranteed. They also got a backup in Jacoby Brissett on a 1-year, $4.65 million contract that includes $4.5 million guaranteed. They also got Jakeem Grant on a 3-year deal worth up to $13.8 million. That was all the Browns, but yeah, the Sean Watson's a headline, and yeah, the allegations have come out, and we don't know what his suspension's going to be, but I'm honestly very happy with this new decision at quarterback. I will miss Baker, especially since he's the guy that led us to our first playoff game in multiple years, but at the end of the day, it was time to move on, and they had to make the decision, and they made the decision to move on. The Ravens agreed to a 3-year deal with Patrick Ricard. The Bengals re-signed Brandon Allen to a 1-year deal, signed Hayden Hurst on a 1-year contract. They signed Lyle Collins on a 3-year deal. They re-signed Eli Apple, which just was like a surprise because he got burned in the Super Bowl on a 1-year deal. Like, he got burned in that Super Bowl. I'm surprised they kept him. The Steelers signed Dwayne Haskins' original round restricted free agent tender worth $2.54 million. They signed Mitchell Trubisky, who will most likely be their starter next year, on a 2-year, $14.25 million deal that's worth up to $27 million with incentives. Miles Jack signed with Steelers on a 2-year deal. Though apparently there's beef from the past between the two, so that will be interesting. Isn't franchising Miles Jack, someone was saying on Twitter or something, or he did something, I guess, the last time they played in Pittsburgh. I don't know. Something like that, but we'll see what happens. I just got a news article from a friend of mine that apparently Odell is open to coming back to Cleveland after the Watson trade. Honestly, it could be different, but I'm not sure I want him back. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, going back to the rest of the NFL news, the Texans re-signed Jeff Driscoll on a 1-year deal, re-signed Royce Freeman on a 1-year deal, re-signed Chris Conley on a 1-year, $2 million contract that includes $750,000 guaranteed. The Colts, one of the other big trades, trade for Matt Ryan in exchange for a third-round pick. Re-signed Mo Alley Cox on a 3-year, $18 million contract. Re-signed Matt Pryor on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal with a max value of $6 million with incentives. They acquired Yannick Ngakoue in a trade with the Raiders in exchange for cornerback Rock Ya-Sin. The Jaguars got Zay Jones on a 3-year, $24 million contract that has a max value of $30 million. Kirk, I think I talked about last week. I mean, just in case he signed a I did talk about it last week. The Titans got Robert Woods in a trade with the Rams for a 2023 6th-round pick. They also got the Austin Hooper, who was cut by the Browns, which I'm happy they cut him. Good luck with him in Tennessee on a 1-year, $6 million deal. They also I think I said the last episode. The Broncos, hasn't been much really since, or at least important since last episode. Corey Coleman signed with the Chiefs, trying to appear in a game for the first time since 2018. Juju Smith-Schuster signed a 1-year deal with a max value of $10.75 million with incentives with the Kansas City Chiefs. That was from last week as well. The Raiders signed Amir Abdullah and Garrett Gilbert. Oh, yeah, and they also got Devontae Adams in trade with the Packers in exchange for a 2022 first-round pick and a 2022 second-round pick. He also gets a new contract worth $141.25 million over 5 years with an average of $28.25 million per year. The Chargers re-signed Mike Williams on a 3-year deal worth $60 million. That includes $40 million fully guaranteed over the first 2 years. And that's it for the AFC. And the NFC, that's last week. DeMarcus Lawrence agreed to a new 3 years, $40 million contract with $30 million guaranteed. I'm just realizing something with Denver I don't think I talked about last week. They got Randy Gregory after he was supposed to sign with Dallas, ended up signing with Denver instead, pulled out and signed with Denver, a 5-year, $70 million deal that includes $28 million guaranteed. That was with Denver, not Dallas, but just I remembered. Dante Fowler signed a 1-year deal with Dallas. Lane Vander Esch re-signed on a 1-year deal. Malik Hooker re-signed on a 2-year deal with $8 million with Dallas. Jaron Kearse re-signing on a 2-year deal. $10 million worth $10 million with a max value of $11 million. The Giants signed Tyrod Taylor to a 2-year, $11 million deal with a max value of $17 million with incentives. They got Ricky Seals-Jones. They signed Ricky Seals-Jones. The Eagles re-signed Boston Scott on a 1-year, $1.75 million deal worth up to $2.25 million with incentives, including $1.1 million guaranteed. They signed Jason Kelce on a 1-year deal worth $14 million. McKissick, who was apparently going to sign with Buffalo, but ended up not. Instead, he signed back to the Commanders on a 2-year, $7 million deal. The Bears got Equanimeous St. Brown on a 1-year deal. The Lions re-signed David Blau on a 1-year deal worth $1.35 million. Re-signed Tim Boyle on a 1-year, $2 million deal that includes $1.75 million guaranteed. They got DJ Chark on a 1-year, $10 million deal that is fully guaranteed. Packers. They re-signed Devondre Campbell on a 5-year deal worth $50 million. They also signed Rasul Douglas on a 3-year deal worth $21 million with a max value of $25.5 million. Minnesota. No, it was last week. Oh, yeah. This happened actually today. They signed Zadarius Smith on a 3-year deal worth $42 million that has a max value of $47 million. The Falcons, after trading Matt Ryan, agreed to terms on a 2-year deal with Marcus Mariota, who will earn $6.75 million in 2022, $1.75 million guaranteed base salary, $5 million in signing bonus, and has a $12 million option for 2023. He's due a $3 million roster bonus on the 5th day of the league year next March. Cordero Patterson re-signed on a 2-year deal with Atlanta. Jake Matthews signed a 3-year extension that will pay him $52.5 million over the first 3 years and reduces his 2022 cap number. They re-signed Younghoe Koo, their kicker, on a 5-year, $24.25 million contract extension that includes $11.5 million guaranteed. DJ Moore signed with the Panthers on a 3-year deal extension worth $61.9 million in new money and includes $41.6 million guarantees, and also keeps him under contract through 2025. They got Austin Corbett on a 3-year, $29.25 million deal. Panthers. They agreed to a 2-year, $4.5 million deal with Dane Gonzalez. The Saints re-signed Jameis Winston on a 2-year, $28 million deal that includes $15.2 million fully guaranteed. Tampa, Brady's coming back. They re-signed Leonard Fournette on a 3-year, $21 million contract with the max value of $24 million, which, oh wait, I did talk about that last episode, I'm realizing, but yeah. They got Shaq Mason and trade with New England in exchange for a 2022 5th-round pick. Godwin got assigned to a 3-year, $60 million contract with $40 million guaranteed at signing. The Cardinals signed Colt McCoy on a 2-year deal. James Conner signed a 3-year, $21 million extension that includes $16 million over the first 2 years. The Rams signed Matthew Stafford for what is effectively a 3-year, $129 million extension that includes a $60 million signing bonus. Extension should clear close to $10 million off the Rams' 2022 salary cap. They also got Allen Robinson on a 3-year, $46.5 million deal that includes $30.7 million fully guaranteed. And that's pretty much it for important moves this week in NFL. So let's get into March Madness. Yeah. So I forgot to include the title of First Four also. I'm realizing that now. So First Four, the matchups for Texas Southern and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Wyoming versus Indiana, Wright State versus Bryant, Rutgers versus Notre Dame. First game, Texas Southern beats Texas A&M Corpus Christi 76-67 to claim the 16th seed in the Midwest region and faced Kansas in the first round. Indiana beat Wyoming 66-58 to claim the 12th seed in the East region and faced St. Mary's in the first round. Sorry about that. Wright State beat Bryant 93-82 to claim the 16th seed in the South region. They faced Arizona in the first round. And Notre Dame beat Rutgers 89-87 to claim the 11th seed and faced not LSU. Texas Tech in the first round in the West region. In the first round, first four, predictions, I went 3-1. So the round of 64, you had the upsets and you had the non-upsets. Let's go through it. Gonzaga versus Georgia State. This game wasn't even close. This game wasn't close. Let me restate that. Game was way too close for comfort early on. I'm thinking of a different game with Gonzaga that we'll get to later. Game was way too close early on. They were losing at points. They were barely winning. It was tied at half. And Gonzaga basically was Gonzaga in the second half and completely dominated Georgia State, winning 93-72 to advance to the second round. Memphis as a 9th seed beat Boise State 64-53. The 12th seed New Mexico State upset the 5 seed UConn 70-63. 4 seed Arkansas beat 13th seed Vermont 75-71. 6 seed Bama beat 11 seed Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame faced Bama, in the West region. I think I was looking. Anyways, but Notre Dame upset Alabama. Them as 11 seed, Bama as a 6 seed, 78-64. Texas Tech, the 3rd seed, beat 14 seed Montana State 97-62. 7th seed Michigan State barely beat 10th seed Davidson 74-73. And 2 seed Duke beat the 15 seed Cal State Fullerton 78-61. That's for the West region of the first round. In the East region, number 1 Baylor beats number 16 Norfolk State 85-49. Number 8 seed North Carolina beat 9 seed Marquette 95-63. This game was not close at all. 5 seed St. Mary's beat the 12 seed Indiana 82-53. 4 seed UCLA beat 13 seed Akron 57-53. Texas, 6 seed Texas beat 11 seed Virginia Tech 81-73. 3rd seed Purdue beat 14 seed Yale 78-56. 7th seed Murray State beat 10th seed San Francisco 92-87. And so far, the biggest upset of the tournament, the 2022 version of Oral Roberts last year beating Ohio State. Kentucky got upset by a 15 seed St. Peter's in New Jersey, a team from New Jersey, 85-79. And the craziest thing is on Twitter, like, if you're a lot of official accounts will have like a blue check mark. St. Peter's official Twitter account doesn't even have a blue check mark. And it's like a meme that was going all around Twitter pretty much since that upset happened. And that's for the East region. In the South, in the first round. South region in round of 64. Number 1 seed Arizona beat number 16 seed Wright State 87-70. Number 8 seed Seton Hall lost to the number 9 seed TCU 69-42. 5 seed Houston beat 12 seed UAB 82-68. 4 seed Illinois beat 13 seed Chattanooga barely 54-53. 11 seed Michigan upset Colorado State 75-63. Which the craziest part about this game is Michigan came back from down 28-13 to pull off the upset and win this game. Number 3 seed Tennessee beat 14 seed Longwood 88-56. 7 seed Ohio State absolutely demolished Loyola Chicago 10 seed 54-41. This game was not close. Ohio State dominated them all facets of the game, and Loyola Chicago did not have a chance at all. And I hate to say it because I was supporting them somewhat also, but they had no shot at all. Legitimately not any shot at all. 2 seed Villanova beat 15 seed Delaware 80-60, and that finishes up the South region of the bracket. In the Midwest region, just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Number 1 seed Kansas beat the 16th seed Texas Southern 83-56. Here we are. Number 8 seed San Diego lost to number 9 seed Creighton 72-69. Number 5 seed Iowa lost to the 12 seed Richmond 67-63. 4 seed Providence beat South Dakota State 13 seed South Dakota State, 66-57. 11 seed Iowa State upsetting number 6 seed LSU, 59-54. 3rd seed Wisconsin in Milwaukee, beating 14 seed Colgate, 67-60. 7th seed USC losing to the 10th seed Miami, 68-66. Number 2 seed Auburn beating 15 seed Jacksonville State, 80-61. And that is from the round of 64 recap. My predictions for the round of 64 went 23-9, and overall between the round of 64 and the first 4, I'm not including round, I'm just doing for like the ones I do on the podcast, went 26-10. For the round of 32 in the West region, number 1 seed Gonzaga beat number 9 seed Memphis 82-78. 4 seed Arkansas beat 12 seed New Mexico State 53-48. 3rd seed Texas Tech beat the 11th seed Notre Dame 59-53. And number 2 seed Duke beat the 7th seed Michigan State 85-76, continuing their season on Coach K's final March Madness run. In the East region, number 8 seed North Carolina knocking out the first 1 seed of the tournament, number 1 Baylor 93-86, and is the only 1 seed that lost in the round of 32. Number 4 seed UCLA beating 5 seed St. Mary's 72-56. Number 3 seed Purdue beating number 6 seed Texas 81-71. And number 15 seed St. Peter's continuing their run into the round of Sweet 16, beating number 7 seed St. Murray State 70-60. That is for the East region. In the South region, number 1 Arizona beating number 9 seed TCU 85-80. Number 5 seed Houston beating number 4 seed Illinois 68-53. Number 11 seed Michigan beating number 3 seed Tennessee 76-68. And number 2 seed Villanova beating 7 seed Ohio State 71-61. In the Midwest region, the last region for the round of 32. Recap. Number 1 seed Kansas beat number 9 seed Creighton 79-72. Number 4 seed Providence beat number 12 seed Richmond 79-51. Number 11 seed Iowa State beat number 3 seed Wisconsin 54-49. And number 10 seed Miami beat number 3 seed Auburn 79-61. That is round of 2 recap. And round of 64 and round of 32 plus the first 4 recap. So, Sweet 16, I've got the matchups, where the games are at, what TV networks, and my predictions for this week's podcast. Next week will be the Final 4. After that, I'm going to squeeze in the championship game predictions as an extra at some point. Just got to figure out when I'll record it. But anyways, if I could, I would do it with the opening live stream, but we won't know the results till actually literally like the next day or so. But anyways, getting into the Sweet 16 matchups. For the West region, all games are going to be at Chase Center and will be on March 24th, Thursday, March 24th. Literally in 2 days. Number 1 seed Gonzaga taking on number 4 seed Arkansas, 7:09 on CBS. I have Gonzaga because that is who I have winning it all. And until they get eliminated, I'm going to pick Gonzaga. So I have Gonzaga winning this game. And then the other game in the West region, also at Chase Center in San Francisco, California. Both games are in Chase Center in San Francisco, California. At 9:39 p.m. on CBS, you have number 2 seed Duke versus 3 seed Texas Tech. I have Duke winning that game. In the East region, all games at Wells Fargo Arena will be Friday, March 25th. Number 4 seed UCLA versus the 8th seed North Carolina, 9:39 p.m. on CBS. I have 4 seed UCLA winning that game. And then the 3rd seed Purdue versus 15 seed St. Peter's, 7:09 p.m. on CBS. I have Purdue winning that one. Now, obviously, with how St. Peter's run has been going, I could end up being wrong, but for now, that is my prediction. In the South region, which all games will be at AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, and will be on March 24th. Number 1 seed Arizona taking on the 5 seed Houston, 9:59 p.m. on TBS. I have Arizona. And then number 2 seed Villanova against 11 seed Michigan, 7:29 p.m. on TBS. I have Villanova. And then the last games with predictions. Midwest region, all games are at the United Center on Friday, March 25th. Number 1 seed Kansas versus number 4 seed Providence, 7:29 p.m. on TBS. I have Kansas. And then 10th seed Miami versus 11th seed Iowa State, 9:59 p.m. on TBS. I have Miami. And that is the March Madness recap and predictions for this upcoming round. We'll see what happens with this round and the Elite Eight, setting up the Final Four and then the finale, which will be I think April 4th is the day of the finale. Yeah, April 4th. So I'm going to try to squeeze predictions before the finale because that's going to be before the next podcast. Plus, anyways, the podcast for that week will be the Cubs opening weekend preview. I should note this, I might try to still get in a regular episode also in that week. I'm just going to have to figure out how to squeeze it in. Last thing on here to go over is the NBA weekly recap. With the East teams, the Indiana Pacers went 2-1 in this time frame, losing on Tuesday at home against Memphis 135-102, winning on Friday at Houston 121-118, winning on Sunday versus Portland 129-98. Brooklyn in this time frame went 3-1, winning on Tuesday at Orlando 150-108, losing on Wednesday at home against Dallas 113-111, winning on Friday at home against Portland 128-123, and winning on Monday at home against Utah 114-106. Orlando in this time frame went 1-2, losing on Tuesday at home against Brooklyn 150-108. Losing at home against the Pistons 134-120, which was the only game on Thursday, which was, made sense because that was when March Madness started, but it was just a lame game for the only game Thursday. One on Sunday at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder 90-85. Miami in this time frame went 2-1, winning on Tuesday at home against Detroit 105-98. Winning on Friday at home against the Thunder 120-108. Losing on Monday at Philly 113-106. Detroit in this time frame went 1-3, losing on Tuesday at Miami 105-98. Winning on Thursday at Orlando 134-120, and losing on Saturday at Cleveland 113-109, and then tonight and on Monday losing at home against Portland 119-115. Atlanta this time frame went 1-2, losing on Wednesday at Charlotte 116-106, winning on Friday at home against the Memphis Grizzlies 110-105, losing at home against the Pelicans on Sunday, 117-112. Charlotte in this time frame went 3-0, winning on Wednesday at home against Atlanta, 116-106. Winning on Saturday at home against the Mavericks, 129-108. And winning on Monday at home against the New Orleans Pelicans, 106-103. Philly in this time frame went 3-1, winning on Wednesday at Cleveland, 118-114. Winning on Friday at home against Dallas Mavericks, 111-106. Losing on Sunday at home against Toronto, 93-88. And winning on Monday at home against the Miami Heat, 113-106. Cleveland in this time frame went 2-2, losing on Wednesday at home against Philly, 118-114. Winning on Friday at home against Denver Nuggets, 119-116 in overtime. Winning on Saturday at home against the Detroit Pistons, 113-109. And losing on Monday at home against Lakers, 131-120, which LeBron put up a triple-double in that game. The Washington Wizards went 1-3 in this time frame, losing on Wednesday at home against Denver, 127-109. Losing on Friday at the Knicks, 197. Winning on Saturday at home against Lakers, 127-119. And then losing on Monday at Houston, 115-97. The Knicks in this time frame went 2-1, winning on Wednesday at home against Portland, 128-98. Winning on Friday at home against Washington, 197. And then losing on Sunday at home against Utah, 108-93. The Bulls in this time frame went 1-2 in this stretch. Losing at Utah, 125-110. Losing at Phoenix that was on Wednesday. Losing at Phoenix on Friday, 129-102. Winning on Monday at home against the Raptors, 113-99. The Celtics in this time frame went 4-0, winning on Wednesday at Golden State, 110-88. Winning on Friday at Sacramento, 126-97. Free got her in that Celtics Warriors game, by the way. And then Sunday, winning at Denver, 124-110. And on Monday, winning at Oklahoma City Thunder, 132-123. Milwaukee in this time frame went 1-1, winning at Sacramento on Wednesday, 135-126, and losing on Saturday at Minnesota, 138-119. Toronto in this time frame went 2-2, winning on Wednesday at the Clippers, 103-100, losing on Friday at home against the Lakers, 128-123 in overtime, and then winning on Sunday at Philly, 93-88, and then losing on Monday at the Bulls, 113-99. That is for the East. In the West, the Grizzlies went 2-1 in this time frame, winning at Indiana on Tuesday, 135-102, losing on Friday at Atlanta, 129-105. And I think they beat Houston 122-98 on Sunday. I'm just going to confirm that before I move forward. Could be I didn't even note this with Houston. Yeah, they beat Houston on Sunday, 122-98. Phoenix in this time frame went 4-0, winning on Tuesday at New Orleans, 131-115, winning on Wednesday at Houston, 129-112, winning on Friday at home against the Bulls, 129-102, and winning on Sunday at Sacramento, 127-124 in overtime. Just give me one more second. That's fine. New Orleans going 2-2 in this time frame, losing at home against the Suns, 131-115. Winning at San Antonio on Friday, 124-91. On Sunday, winning at Atlanta, 117-112. And losing on Monday at the Hornets, at Charlotte Hornets, 106-103. Denver in this time frame went 1-2, winning at the Wizards on Wednesday, 127-109. Losing on Friday at the Cavaliers, 119-116 in overtime. On Sunday,